Hello. Right, here I'm going to explain how the menu system and controls work on Witcher 3. First of all, I've returned to White Orchard, which is where you begin the game. You would have had a fight out here with some villagers. But as you can see, I'm quite high level. I think I'm level 45. I have the highest level gear you can acquire in the game, which is Witcher gear, up to the highest master level. See, that's something you have to work up to. Let's have a look at the menus. Start at the far left. Now, this glossary just gives you information. Bestiary. This is a list of all the creatures you will, as you see them in the game, as soon as you see them, they will be filling their page on here. See, water hags. Basically, it tells you about them on the right there, and down the bottom here, these are the things that it is vulnerable against. So, northern wind bombs, necrophage oil. Now, if you have an oil, you will apply it to your sword blade, and it will like poison the blade as such to do more damage. And these obviously are your hand magic. Yeah, you've got Quinn, which is the one that controls people's minds, and Igni, which is the one that produces fire from your hands. So these are the things it is to help give you a hint. These are the things that it is vulnerable to. So same with all creatures in the game. So that's simply what that is. It's quite simple. Tutorial, if you ever need to look back at any of the tutorials, again, you can go back at any point and look at the tutorials. That's what that is for. Characters. Just like with the beasts, once you meet a character, or a main story character in the game, it will add them to this list. And this is nothing more than a list telling you who everybody is, so you haven't got to remember. Again, it's just like a fan service thing. You don't really need it for the game, it's just a nice touch. Books. Every book you pick up in the game you can read, should you feel a need to. Again, most of them are nothing more than fan service. You don't really need to read them. If you're really into it, you could. And that's all that's for. Crafting. Now, occasionally in the game you'll pick up crafting recipes which allow you to craft weapons or armour. In this case, boots. Look. We can shut that, we can go down to other things. Craft it. You have chest armour, boots, swords. This is your steel swords, crossbows, silver swords. Yeah, as you pick up the recipes for these, and these are the things you use to make them. So in here you can craft and forge things, but you will need a craftsman or blacksmith to do it for you. You will meet these throughout the story of the game. There are various ones in different places or different levels. Obviously a master is the best, and they can only do it, the craft things up to a level that they have. But that is all that is. It's not as confusing as it looks. But also you get things like this: infused dust, infused crystal. If you need infused shard, you'll find that if you break down infused crystal with a workman, with a craftsman, it will make infused shards. If you've got shards but you need dust, again they can break it down for you into infused dust. It's all quite self-explanatory once you get into it and you've done it for a bit. You've got to learn. Next is alchemy. Now, alchemy is the making of poisons, potions, all sorts of things really. I mean, these are various potions you can make and take. I haven't tended to use these really. The thing with this game, there's many ways to play it. And if you don't want to be using potions, then you don't really need to. It depends how you want to go with it. These are the oils. Again, like crafting, you have to make them, and you'll use these items here to make them, which I'll show you where they are in a minute. You come across them in the game. They're the oils you can poison your swords with, and these are the hand bombs, like grenades you can make. Again, you need these things to make them, and you get different again. But like this, you will need to find the recipes for them, which you'll come across throughout the game in the wild. You'll find them in cupboards and hidden in crates and things. This is your main inventory. Now, this is separated into separate bits. On the right here, these are things, like this is the weapons you have. That's your steel sword, your silver sword, your crossbow, and whichever type bolt you wish to fire from it. Now, these are the ones you have on you to use. These are food items. You can put 4 food items or health regain items in here, and I'll show you how to use them in a minute when we're back to the game. And down here, items are usable items. So you see I've got 2 bombs here. I have a special like sensor thing you pick up in the game, which is that thing there. Or test it, I can't even pronounce that. Or a torch, which is always handy. This side, that's the armour you're wearing. Again, your gloves. And down here, these are the things your horse have. So that's the trophy. When you kill a big creature, you keep like its head as a trophy. And if you hang it on your horse on the trophy rack, you can have 1 item. It gives you boost. In this case, 5% boost to experience from killing humans and non-humans. Saddlebags. Again, you can get different saddlebags. Obviously, better ones carry more. Horse blinders. You'll notice your horse gets nervous if you're running past creatures and monsters and wolves. Better these are, the less nervous your horse gets. And racing saddle. Better your saddle, better the horse rides. Turns easier, runs faster. You can stay in the saddle better. Yep. And down there shows your vitality level, how much health you got, and your toxicity level. But as I don't tend to use potions, my toxicity doesn't tend to get any above 0. So I don't poison myself to get the effects. Over here is what you're actually got in your inventory. So at the moment I have a load of swords I picked up. Bolts. I've got these which are rune stones. The round ones go into weapons if they've got a slot. The square ones go into armour. Look over here on that sword. You see the 3 white dots? That's the 3 rune stones I've added. I put a plus 5% attack power, plus 2% chance of stagger, and a plus 5% chance of stun. So you can even adapt all these weapons. High enough weapons have rune slots to be able to alter them. And these are the things, the basic armour and weapons I'm carrying in my inventory. Go to this one, you've got potions and bombs. Oils, potions, bombs. These are the ones I've made throughout the game for various things, sometimes just to try making them, sometimes to use. Now with these are the things here that if you've got alcohol on you, which I'll show you in your inventory in a minute, when you meditate, they will automatically refill and replace. So you don't have to make any more of these. Like I've got 4 of those. I don't have to remake that if I use all 4. As soon as I meditate, if I've got alcohol, I'll have 4 again in the morning. Same with all of these items here. Food and drink. These are the food items I pick up that I can then put into here. If I don't put them into here, they automatically go in anyway. So say I used up all these apples, say. One of the items the next on this list would replace it in its place there. This is the horse items I have. I have different blinders. You probably sell these to be fair because they've got weight. So like that weighs 6.51 in whatever it's weighing in. So I always get rid of these. They're the spare trophies of various creatures I've killed. That's pretty self-explanatory. Quest items, you can't drop these, you can only use them in the quests, so they permanently stay in your thing. These are other items you picked up, which are usually side quest things that aren't important. Some of them are needed for quests, but like lesser quests. Some of them are literally just junk. There you go, wolf hide, junk. You can just sell these things off once you've used them, or things like these wolf hides, they're good to sell to shops, people to get more money, to aid the things you actually need. On here you've got your crafting and alchemy. Basically these are the items you use to craft, to make armour, to improve armour, to make potions, to make oils. None of these, as you'll see, have any weight. So this is, like I said, what you want to do with these is when you're in a property and you've got cupboards and you can take things from those cupboards, you want to take everything, because you can carry every type and it never fills up, overfills. I think 100 you can carry, so that's maximum. But that's the spirit. If you go to sleep or meditate, that will refill. You'll use up one of those and it'll refill your inventory of the bombs, the oils and the potions. But these things, you just pick them up and you hang on to them. Sometimes you'll reach a maximum, which I believe is 100, but not very often. I'm at end of game, look, and I still don't have that many of them. There you go. I had 100 up there, but I got another 20 there. So 100 is the most of the slot bit. And if you get full, I shall show you in a bit what happens if you have like managed to fill them all up. But that's everything in there. Again, it's not too worrying really. The world map, obviously it's showing the area I'm in. Signposts where you jump between places. There's shops. It tells you on the left there what the things all are. You can left and right with your D-pad to choose different keys to go on there. That is your stash box. There are numerous of these in the world. Each area has at least one, and they're all linked. So if I put stuff in here, and I'm in Novigrad, and I go to the one there, the same items are in all of them. Yeah. Another thing, you'll see you pick up money. Crowns is what you spend, but you'll pick up other ones called orans and various other things. If you go to Novigrad Square here, off one of these sides, I think it's this one here, there's a bank. If you go into the bank, he will change the money for you into crowns for a small cost. That's how you get rid of money that isn't what you expect to use, what you have to use. Quests. Now these are the quests. Now you see here at the moment, because I'm level 45, I can do every quest I've got, to be fair. Let's go into, these are quests I completed. Now you'll see, let's take this one, the Isle of Mists. It's a level 22 quest. Now that 22 is white. Yep. Just like any of these Witcher contracts. Here we go. Some that I haven't done. 35. Contract the creature of Oxford Forest. It's level 35. It's in white writing because I can do it. If that 35 was in red, it means it's too high because I'm level 45. That's not a problem. If I was level 8 and I had that there and it said 35, don't try and start it because you won't be able to do it. It will change to, I think, green. Well, the writing will do. It might be, yeah. I think the number changes to green, maybe blue, or sometimes white if you're above it. But as soon as it's no longer red, you can attempt it because you can attempt some missions that are above your level. But they obviously will be harder because the game doesn't rank with you. The game is set ranked, so you need to be the rank to do it. So you need to look around for missions you can do because otherwise, so you can get yourself into a mess. I got myself into a mess. I started a mission, a main story mission. I got so far into it, I couldn't come back out of it. I couldn't possibly complete it, and I hadn't saved in ages. So I had to go back. I lost about 3 months of play because I'd be copying over my same save rather than doing what I will explain to you in a minute to do. So don't fall into that trap. Character. Now this gets a bit more complicated. Over to your left here. This is every time you go up a level, you'll get a point to spend. So I've got points available. I've got one now, look, see? Now, you can spend them in here. And the red ones are all combat. So every time you add one of these, it will improve one of your combat stats. If you look down here, I could buy that one, say. Crushing Blow. Increase strong attack, critical hit chance. Fleet Foot. Damage from hits when dodging reduces by 40%. I can add one of these. You buy it and it puts it into there. And they're all different ones. The second one is signs. That's your sort of hand magic, yeah? So it's like your fire one. That's the one that fires fire at your hand. You can change how that works. Yep. Now, let's go through them. Next one is Alchemy. So again, it changes how well you can make potions and use them. But again, I don't really use that. General is just your general abilities. Various different kinds. That's your mutagens. I'll go for them in a minute. But what you do, once you've added that, just because you put one in there, that's not doing anything. You have to put it over here in unlocked. Start off with, you only have this first line. You put them in the box there and they now affect your character. So like mine has got these here. So I've got that one, Delusion. It helps it. Let's go with the fighting one. strength training 5 out of 5, muscle memory 5 out of 5, lightning reflexes. They now all are set to my character, same as these here, because they're in here. Now you'll see I have these things. These are mutagens. Let's go over here and put it onto it. Now these things, when you kill monsters of all sorts, you'll get these mutagens. Some are stronger than others. If you put one into this square here, you'll see, because these are all blue and this is blue, it's joined them together. By joining them together, it greatly increases the effects of these and this. Yeah? So, my sign intensity is 7%. Because it's joined together, my sign intensity is now, as you can see underneath there, 28%. Because they're joined together with those. So that's the thing, it's to put together groups that line up. And that is how you actually change your character and alter him. There is an extra way on top you can do, but you don't do it till the end of the game. You press triangle, you can go into here, but these you can't really do until pretty much end game. You've got, as you unlock things in the last screen, it will allow you to put these on. I put all the ones I can on. You have to have, like I say, you have to have ability points 1 of 2 to do that, and you have to have a greater mutagen, 2 of them. You can add that in there, which will give you an extra add-on to your character's skills. So you can't really do them until the end anyway. So that's that. The last one's meditation. This is basically a way of waiting. Set your clock. Yeah? So that's like morning, midday, noon, night. So I'm here. The little hand is where I am, the big hand is where you want to wait. So I can wait until then. That will pass time, and if I'm down any of the ingredients, like I said, through oils, potions or bombs, I will use a dwarven spirit and I will refill them. And you can set that to whatever time you need it to be. So sometimes you need to do a mission at night, so you go get there ready and it's day, sit there until the time. But also that will heal you. If you do that, it's like your way of resting, recuperating. So rather than using food items, you can heal yourself doing that, which is a handy thing. Now, I said about the food. When you put it into that box in the character menu, if I now press up and down, I will automatically eat that food. So if I'm in the middle of a fight, I'm trying to fight, put my sword out, which is left and right draws or each sword. And I'm fighting, that's the silver sword, that's for fighting monsters. The silver sword, the steel sword is for fighting human beings. So say I'm in the middle of a fight and I need to add some health, I can just press up and down on the D-pad and that will add extra life because I would eat those things. And obviously the more you upgrade your character, the more fancy fighting you can do, as you can see. Obviously the better your armour, the better effects you'll have. So practicing fighting is definitely worth doing. And this early part of the game, you'll be with a guy called Vesemir, who's your trainer. Whilst you're with him, you're actually in the tutorials. Only once he's gone, you have total freedom. So it's best to listen to him and follow what he says, do the sword training. And one other big tip, just here, there's a field of cows. When this game was new, people were killing these cows, collecting their hides and then selling them to get a load of money quick because they respawn. You kill all the cows, collect the hides, you meditate, the next day you kill the cows. You keep doing that over and over again. There is a monster added to this area. If I kill these cows, a monster will appear that I can't even defeat now at my high end level, and it will kill you, stop you, take you the mickey. And then later on in one part of the game, near the end, you'll be taxed for the amount of money you've made from those cow hides as well, so it will backfire on you, don't do it. But that's it really. I mean, the game looks complicated, but it isn't. You soon get very used to it. Fighting is very easy. Obviously you fight and you block and you dive. You use your signs. That shield one's worth using. That is, by the way, is your Witcher sense. When you're looking for something like blood stains or evidence of something that's happened, if you hold in L2, you can see things. Like if there was footsteps on the floor here, I'd be able to see them now. If there was something that had been spilt, like wine on a person, and you were following their scent, I would be able to see that scent in the air. And also it helps you find things like that. Like these things I can actually pick up for flowers and things I can search, like these crates. Sharp is yellow. It's very useful when finding things underwater. You'll be able to come over to water and say you need to get something you already know is underwater. You hold this, and just like those, they'll be glowing yellow, and you'll be able to see underwater to get them. All in all, the game looks a little bit imposing to begin with, but it isn't. It really isn't. It's not as bad as it seems. See a crossbow. Right, the other controls. Let's go through the controls. Obviously, the 2 sticks move you. Square will fight with your sword. Heavy hits with a triangle. Jump is a circle. Left and right on the D-pad will draw each sword. Repeat. Up and down will do your food. Right stick is look. Left stick is forward, back, left and right. They are quite sensitive, but you get used to it very quickly. Your mouse pad in the middle of the control pad brings up your menus. And the option button brings up this. Now, one bit of advice, saving games. What you want to do is have more than one save. If you're going to start a mission, at the start of a mission you know you can do in number, make sure you're within the number of what level the mission is. So it's level 20 mission, be level 20 or 19 at least, or something like 22, do it then. Save it then. During the mission, save as well. So that you can go back to there if you die. But if you find the mission is too hard, you can go back to the beginning and not bother with it. Do not just do one save and fall into the trap I did. And the only other thing, really, I got to talk about, other than obviously the tutorials are always still there, so you can always result back to them, is this, Gwent. Now, people will talk about Gwent a lot in this game. There are bits when you have to play Gwent, just in the tutorial. In the main game you can choose to play it or not. As you go around you'll find cards, Gwent cards. This is the Gwent cards. This is your deck of cards. You build up a deck of cards as you find them and you play this game called Gwent against people. It goes through it, the tutorial how to do it. If not, you can go back into the tutorial. Now this is just a game they put in for fun, but it's actually so popular they brought it out as a separate game that is actually free to play. You can download for free from the PlayStation Store. That's how popular this game that was only put in for fun has become. They've actually now made it into its own game. But I didn't even start playing this till near the end of the game. Once I figured out, so I was comfortable playing the game without thinking about it, only then did I actually start worrying about Gwent. And I've only ever played it a few times for fun. That's all it really is. So don't worry about Gwent. If you're thinking, oh, this is a bit too complicated, don't worry about it. You don't need to worry about it. You don't need to actually play it at any point. But other than that, I mean, that's how it is. I mean, it's not anywhere near as complicated as it looks. Like I said, with the Alchemy, I haven't done potions because I don't bother to use them. I've lifted up my sword fighting skills, so I don't need to use potions. So that whole section I don't bother with. And with swords and weapons, just make sure you're using the best ones you've got on you. And anything you haven't, go to a merchant you're not going to use. Junk. And any weapons you are not going to use, go to a merchant, like this guy, and sell them to him.
Greetings.
Just like this.
Look at your stock.
He'll have stock, you'll have stock. Go in here, in your weapons. And I'm not going to use any of these. He's got 634, right? How much is that worth? 56, you can have that. 53. See, his money's going down. Make sure, obviously, he doesn't run out of money if you're going to be selling things. These are greater ones. Might hang on to them. These are dyes. You can just again, you can dye armor, but you don't need to do it. You don't need to know how to do it. It's up to you. Do it if you want. Don't bother if you don't. That's pretty much standard, isn't it, of how games work on buying and selling stuff. Again, you can buy stuff off him and just click on it. I don't need anything from him, but again, you can sell anything. Certain things, obviously, you can't, like potions that you've made, you can't. Quest items you can't sell. Junk you can sell. It's like this. I've got all this spare stuff, this spare armour for the horse. Oh, sell it really. Like any game of its sort, whether it be this or Fallout, it's important that you've got money. So always be selling things to get money. I mean, that's the best way I can explain to you. Always be selling things to get money. Always consider that everything you do costs money, therefore you need to be making money. So when you kill somebody in a fight, if they've got anything that's worth money, take it from them. There you go. So I've got, as you see, I've got 3,366.
Take care.
Yeah. And that's it really. I mean, there's nothing else really to know. Obviously you've got a horse if you want to use it. Oh yeah, sorry, one thing I did say. R1 is selection different on the screen on the right there. I'm selecting what I want to do from there. And that will change. If I'm on a mission and there's an optional bit to it, see, I can change. So my marker on the map there will change depending on which one's highlighted. So if I want to do that optional bit, sometimes can net you better money. You can change it with that with as R1 pressed in. I caught the horse then by pressing L1 in twice, putting it together near whistle. And then you can get on your horse and ride it. Your horse cannot be killed, so you don't worry about that. And the other thing, these I was going to show you this really. These chests, here's one here, look. Open that stash chest and in it will be whatever you've put in it. Well, I haven't even got much in there to be fair, but whatever you put in there will be there. And it will be accessible from any point in the game. That's it really. I mean, there's nothing else to know. It's one of those games where the best thing you can do is just play the game. The more you play it, the more you'll get used to it. It's definitely a very impressive game, as you'll find. The detail on it is quite unbelievable. The graphics are really good, the detail is so immense.
Ours is a decent
Really is quite an incredible game. There you go. Hopefully that's helped you a bit to understand what's actually going on there. As I say, it looks worrying to begin with, but it really isn't. It's quite simple. You don't even need to use all of it. You shape the character how you want to shape him, using skills and abilities you add yourself to how you want him to be. If you don't want to be using potions, don't use potions. You don't want to use oils, don't use oils. Just shape him how you want. Make him as strong as you want, fast as you want, intelligent as you want. Just make him how you want and play it how you want to. Obviously you've got your speech choices as well, which you can go different routes. You can be good, you can be bad, you can do what you like. Basically it's a mixture of Grand Theft Auto and Assassin's Creed. You can just looks a little bit complicated but isn't. So hopefully have fun with that, and hopefully that's helped you out.